choose life or you choose death. Because in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 28, if we are so smart to choose life, then we consider ourselves the sons and daughters of the Most High. If you remember the title of the message last week by our minister Blackwell says, you have that name, but are you going to live with that name? You consider yourself the son of the Most High, the daughters of the Most High, and yet are you living that name? Because in that name alone has power to bring you to life. And whatever lowest pit you are right now, all you have to do is look up and salvation will come. The thing is, sometimes we want to, but honestly speaking, we don't want. Because we are trying to hold on with the own righteousness we have than his own righteousness that we're talking about. That's why he says in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 28, he said this. Proverbs 12, 28. He said this one. In the way of righteousness is what?
Life.
Is life. Now, the righteousness we're talking about this morning is his Torah.
That's right.
We know that the righteousness of Father Yah is his laws, his commandments, and it is embedded to us, given to us, written in our hearts, that wherever we go through, whatever calamity that comes into our life, we know to whom we are going to hold on our hope.
Oh, yes.
Just like last week, we experienced, we call it once in a lifetime winter here in Louisiana. And when I see the picture that my son showed me yesterday in Galveston, Texas, which is just almost an island close to the Gulf of it's in the Gulf of Mexico, I see just like stalactites from the cars, which is just a dripping water that becomes ice. And me, myself, and my wife, and our daughter Cassie experienced almost 3 days without power and without water. And Mama Audrey is so begging us to come into her place because she knows how hard it is to live those conditions. But I told my wife, if we need to go through with this to figure out how we're going to survive, he will find a way. And it is true. We are so thankful that we have a drum outside filled up with rainwater that we use to make the days over. I don't know if you ever experienced that with rainwater to use your things, especially in the bathroom. But praise him. Because when we're about to lose that water, Wednesday morning, I told my wife, if at the end of the day, we still don't have power and water, whether Mom likes it or not, we're going to her house. But praise Father Yah, we have the water and the power back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He will find a way. If you just hold on and trust on him. So in his righteousness is life, and the pathway thereof, there is no death. So how on earth you're going to tell everybody that you are so smart and yet you are choosing death? You are not that smart then. You just want to be called smart, but you are not that smart if you choose death. And my brothers and sisters, if you choose death, right now, it is knocking at your doorstep. Warning comes before destruction.
That's the word.
Because why Moshe said those words in Deuteronomy? Let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 31. Why he is saying this to these people. And why me, Pastor Isaac, Minister Blackwell, Brother Benjamin is preaching the word. Take a look at this. And Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 29. Take a look at this. For I know that what? That after my death. Now, Moshe is saying this to the Israelite people way back before his death. But truth enough, he knows exactly what these people is going to do right after his death.
Come on, brother.
Because he says, for I know that after my death, you will utterly corrupt yourself and turn aside from the way. Now the way is the righteousness of Father Yahweh, which I have commanded you, and if you do that, evil will befall you in the latter days. Why? Because you will do evil in the sight of the Almighty Father Yah. How? You provoke him to anger. By what? By the works of your neighbor? By the works of the world? By the works of your wives? By the works of your children? No. By the works of your own hands. Now, who is smart when you choose these things? Don't confess that you know Father Yah, and yet you fail to follow his righteousness. The word said it is even better for you not to know the righteousness of Father Yah
Come on, brother.
and then commit transgression against it. It's better for you. But since you know it, you proclaim it, you even boast for it,
Come on.
then why you're not doing it? Brother Roland, what you're trying to say. Here's an example. In Exodus, let's see how good we are in following the works of Father Yah. I'm not going to give you 2 or 3 examples of his laws. And honestly, for this single one, some of us, if not all, fall with this one already. In Exodus chapter 31, verse 15. "6 days may work be done. From sundown of Saturday to sundown of Friday." That here 6 days. "But in the 7th is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Almighty Father Yah. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day," what we shall do with that one? "He shall surely, no question asked,
Come on, brother.
be put to death." Now remember, the seriousness of this word is the man in Numbers chapter 15, verse 37 to 40. This man just went up to gather wood sticks to make fire, not for his own self, but for his family. Now, can you imagine that thing? You just go outside and gather your firewood stick. What? To get fire into your tent for your food, for your warmer probably. And what happened? Father Yahweh said, stone him to death, that none of my people will follow after him. Now, how are we going to observe his seventh day of rest? Now, to give you an example of this, literally, let's go to Isaiah chapter 58. And then we are going to understand if our own actions will merit that we are following his day of rest. In Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13, just one example. If I step on your toes,
Come on.
don't blame me. Blame Mama Audrey. Well, she is my mother. And Pastor Isaac, he is my father, spiritually. So whatever is in me, spiritually, I learn from them. And I praise Father Yahweh for that. Because even though my earthly mother is in the Philippines, I have mother here. And I am praising Father Yahweh once again because when I see Sister Betty a while ago, I want to jump. Because we plead Father Yahweh, I believe, for 2 straight nights, telling Father Yahweh to please heal Sister Betty so that our brother Bruce is going to have that inkling of faith that it is Father Yahweh who healed his man. That's our prayers. In Isaiah chapter 58, verse 13, this is what it says. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, meaning you're going to keep your feet away from doing all the things that he asks you to do for 6 days. From doing whose pleasure? Pleasure. Did you know that watching TV on his Shabbat is your own pleasure? Did you know that listening to music that is worldly is on your pleasure? And anything that makes you comfortable in your own self is your own pleasure. Are we guilty of it? From doing thy pleasure on where? On his holiday. And call the Sabbath a delight. Are you one of those sons and daughters of Father Yahweh who is looking forward that it is will be Shabbat?
Yes.
Look, 6 days of hustling in there. Actually, even praise Father Yah yesterday when we don't have any classes to go in the school because we're going to do virtual. And my wife said, that's not right. Me and Cass going to work, but you